Hi there. You know, we all know people who are always busy, 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 busy. And sometimes we actually feel like we can't talk to them because they're just too busy to talk to us. And you know, sometimes they're busy doing things that aren't really that important. And so I wonder whether sometimes people find themselves doing things that are not important, but have become urgent because they didn't say no in the first place when someone asked them to do it, or they didn't delegate it to somebody else to do. And now it's become too late to say no. It's become too late to give it to somebody else. And so they have to do it. Even although it's not important, it's become urgent. And so they're stressed about it and they're achieving nothing. You know, we're probably all aware of the Steven Covey time management quadrant, where things are divided into important and not important, and urgent and not urgent. So if people find themselves working in a quadrant where what they're working on is important but not urgent, then that's a very satisfying quadrant to work in because they know they're adding value, they know what they're doing is really worthwhile, and yet they're not so stressed about the time. And that's a great quadrant to work in. Sometimes we find ourselves working in the quadrant where something is important and it's urgent. And sometimes that's just unavoidable and we just have to do it. So that's fine, as long as it's not all the time. Sometimes people might work in the quadrant where things are not important and not urgent. And you know, that's okay at times. That's a time to give our brain a bit of a rest, to occupy some time. It might be something that we do at the end of the day when we've nearly done everything we want to do. We've just got another half hour before we're ready to go home. And we think we'll just do that and relax our brain. And that's fine. But if people find themselves working in that last quadrant where things are not important, but have become urgent, then that's bad. That's stressful and not satisfying in any way. And so those people need to look at, why has it got to that stage? Should they have said no when they were asked to do it? And you know, it's much better to say no in the first place than to say that you'll do something and not do it, or do it late. It might be that they should have delegated to somebody else in the first place and they didn't get around to it, and now it's just too late to delegate it, so they have to do it themselves. Either way, they need to look at what are the reasons that things have gotten into the not important yet urgent quadrant. I give my clients an action pad, which of course lists the actions they have to do, but it also has columns alongside of that. And those columns are important and urgent, important and not urgent, not important and not urgent, and not important and urgent. And the idea is that they write the actions down and then they also tick the column where it actually is. If they look at that action pad later on and they see that there are a lot of ticks in the not important but urgent column, then that says they need to do something about their time management. So I hope that's a helpful little tip. Bye for now.